Welcome to MCpodcast, aka
Men of Culture Podcast.
And in this video, we're gonna be doing, we're gonna give you 5 animes that will change your life.
So make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video. Enjoy. Alright, number 5, Your Lie in April is an anime that would definitely change your life. Change your perspective on how you see like music, life, everything in general. It's kind of like, letting go of the past and looking forward to the future. And honestly speaking, it's like you see someone who is like in a state where they are guaranteed to not live long and they live with so much joy. In Line of April, it kind of teaches you to live with joy and have joy in your life. Not be happy, but live with joy. Despite bad things, bad situations happening, you live with joy and you learn to overcome your past and live in the moment. Each and every day, not guaranteed to live. And Your Lie in April does a great job at expressing that by living in the moment and letting go of the past.
Next on this list for change your life, I think we're gonna have to throw on for number 4 is My Hero Academia. This is like a huge coming of age story from someone who started off with legit nothing, like almost a complete rags to riches story. But in terms of ability and mental growth and character development in every aspect, and I think this incorporates so many different emotions, which makes it a good standout as well. It's like you're not just feeling one emotion throughout this entire show. It's like a roller coaster of what the main character is going through, and it's cool to see how much growth there is and how much one mindset can set you apart from everybody else around you. It just shows how being unique and being different can actually be a good thing. And My Hero Academia does that to a T. It's got the action, it's got the animation, everything you could want with that additional like change your life kind of feel.
And it calls to the every kid, everyone wants to be a hero at some point, and it brings that inner kid out of you.
Next on this list that will change your life is, I want to say, change your perspective on people as a whole. I think this show represents kind of the saying that a wolf in a sheep's skin and other stuff of that sort, which is Beserk. This show is like a crazy, like you legit have to watch it, you have to read it. It's just the things that happen in this show. Let's put past the first scene and move past that and realize that this show or this manga is insanely good. It's a great read. Everything about it has everything you'd want from a manga. Going from the action to the plot to the real like depth these characters have, and it's just the twists and turns are what really sets it apart, and it really teaches you a lot of lessons, I think, which a lot of animes do, but this is in a more serious tone with a more serious situation. So Beserk is definitely one of the ones that will change your life just by reading it.
Alright, the next one on this list is Vinland Saga. I think this is one of the animes that honestly speaking, if you watch a show, it will change your life, honestly speaking, or at least change your perspective how you see life. The main character, Thorfinn, goes through a tragic event where he watches his father gets killed, and he's on a path of vengeance. Straight nothing but anger. That's been fueling him up all the way up to like the 18 years. Filled nothing but rage and anger. And when that person that he's looking for, that rage, that anger that he wants to put all that to Askeladd, gets killed, he has to learn. For one, he feels listless. He feels like there's no point of him living. And he has to kind of learn the lesson that his father once told him when he was younger, that he has no enemies. And Vinland Saga is a coming of age story of learning to that point where no matter what situation Thorfinn's in, or basically generally in anybody, like you have no enemies. Like it's like the saying in the Bible that where it says to love your enemies. Vinland Saga literally takes that and puts that into perspective. Season 2 of Vinland Saga goes into situations where Thorfinn is in the cross path of you can either pick vengeance and rage and go back to what you were, or choose the path of being a true warrior, which is kind of rejecting kind of violence and choosing a more diplomatic way. It's like showing what true strength is instead of always deciding to use violence. Because at the end of the day, true strength is knowing when to fight and knowing when not to fight. Not always just resorting to violence and always thinking that violence is the only way to do things. And I think Vinland Saga does this in the best way possible. Like I'm not gonna lie, this one, especially season 2, it brought me to tears because it really impacted me on what is being a true warrior and what having no enemies really mean.
I think this next anime is actually the polar opposite of this described anime, Khalil. It's Attack on Titan. and it's absurd how different these two animes go from what hearing what Khalil said to what I'm about to say, which is that this is a show based on violence and based on just kind of to show that no matter the situation, if it's titans eating people and people killing people, or if there's bombs, like it doesn't matter what it is, what scale of it is. At the end of the day, the cycle of hatred will always repeat. There will always be wars, there will always be arguments, there will always be disputes. And this is kind of just an extreme take on the, kind of post-apocalyptic world, but I think this show is that you grow with it. Like as somebody who's watched anime from a young age, this is something that was super popular in the first coming seasons when I didn't watch watch manga or read manga, I'm sorry. So when you grow with this show, it really kind of deepens, like almost like deepens your view on, like, you go from like almost a childish perspective to seeing how kind of dark and cruel this world is. And I think Aaron is a great perspective of that. And he goes to the max in terms of like, there's one way to solve this, and it's through violence, and it's through my means, and that's it, which is, kind of the exact opposite of Vinland Saga, which I think makes it even cooler. It's got everything you need in an anime, and this will definitely change your life, especially if you've gone through it.
Yep, and this is our list of animes that will change your life. I mean, obviously, I know there's some honorable mentions. There's animes that we haven't listed. Like, for example, honorable mention, Fullmetal Alchemist, Silent Voice. Those are animes that would probably change your life. But yeah, these are just 5 animes that would definitely change your life. Leave down in the comment section below what animes you felt that like changed your life, changed your perspective on something. And other than that, MC Podcast signing out. Same man, coach people. Hey, subscribe to the video if you watch it all the way to the end. Peace.